Imagine working your entire childhood just to keep your own mother afloat, only for her to steal from you, sabotage your future, and then demand even more. That was my reality. But what she didn't know? Every cruel word, every guilt trip, every lie she fed me was fuel. And the day finally came when I turned her favorite line against her, and it destroyed everything she thought she controlled. This is the story of how my mother lost her house, her money, and her grip on me. All because I did exactly what she always told me to do: complain to my father. Before we dive in, I want you to think about this. Have you ever been blamed for something you had no control over? Ever been treated like you were worthless just because someone couldn't face their own failures? If you know that pain, then hit that like button right now, because what you're about to hear is one of the longest, rawest, and most satisfying revenge stories you'll ever experience. Grab a drink, get comfortable, because this one, it's gonna stick with you. My story begins when I was just 6 years old, barely old enough to tie my own shoes. My parents divorced and my mom got custody of me and my sister. On paper, that sounds normal enough, but in reality, it was the beginning of years of emotional chaos. My mom struggled with mental illness, likely borderline personality disorder, and was a full-blown narcissist. And instead of protecting us, she turned us into her caretakers. Imagine you're 8 years old, coming home from school. Instead of running outside to play, you're scrubbing floors, making dinner, and making sure your parent doesn't explode. That was my life. Complaining wasn't allowed. If we dared to say we were hungry, Mom would snap, "Cry to your father. It's his fault." The message was clear. We weren't kids. We were her unpaid staff, her emotional punching bags. And the worst part? We thought it was normal. Fast forward to my senior year of high school. My grandma had passed away, leaving my mom $75,000. For a split second, I thought maybe things would get better. Maybe she'd use it to secure our future. College fund, savings, anything? Nope. She blew through it in months, drinking, partying, living like a teenager while I worked part-time and handled the house. And when bills went unpaid, she'd sneer at me. "You have a job, don't you? Why can't you pay it?" And don't even get me started on child support. My dad was faithfully sending her money, $2,000 a month, plus covering the mortgage and taxes. But instead of using it to help us, she flaunted it, waving the check and calling it mommy's paycheck. Meanwhile, I was working myself into the ground just to keep the lights on. But the real betrayal, that came when I started college. Because she didn't just refuse to help, she actively sabotaged me. College sabotage. My first year, I thought I had things under control. Grants, part-time work, room and board, barely enough, but enough. Then my W-2 forms were mailed home. And guess what my supportive mother did? She shredded them, threw them away. If my sister hadn't caught her, I might have lost my financial aid completely. When I confronted her, she lied, said her CPA friend had them. Except when my sister called that friend, she didn't know what we were talking about. That was my mom. Destroy, deny, deflect. Every single time. And it didn't stop there. Year 2, same trick. My W-2s went missing again. Twice. She wanted me trapped, dependent, desperate. And the more I fought, the harder she twisted the knife. But little did she know, her favorite line was about to become her downfall. Breaking point. By the summer before my 3rd year, I was burned out, working full-time, saving every penny, only to have how guilt tripped me for buying a cell phone instead of paying her phone bill so she could chat with strangers online. She told her friends I should drop out because I wasn't trying hard enough, even though I was in the honors program. Then came move-in day. The school dropped a bomb. I couldn't move into the dorms without 50% tuition up front. 10 grand I didn't have. I panicked. My mom? Nowhere. No money, no help, no care. But my dad, he showed up with coffee, a donut, and a plan. Together, we went office to office. He co-signed a loan, covered the rest himself, and sat me down for the truth. And that truth shattered everything I thought I knew. Turns out, my mom hadn't paid a single dime towards my sister's college either. My dad had been covering everything, loans, scholarships, co-op work, while still sending my mom $2,000 a month, money she blew on herself. She wasn't broke, she wasn't struggling, she was living off us. And suddenly, I saw the opening. My dad asked me to give him access to my accounts to prove she wasn't supporting me. Then he asked the million-dollar question. How would you feel if I just paid your tuition directly instead of sending her child support? And in that moment, I knew the tables were about to turn. I called my mom, told her dad had handled my tuition. Her response? Not relief, not pride, pure venom. It's your own fault for not managing your money. I bit my tongue, played dumb, and reminded her, well, you told me to complain to Dad, and I did. The seed was planted. A month later, chaos. Mom called me furious. Dad had gone to court. He proved she hadn't supported me or my sister. He asked the judge to end child support and stop paying her mortgage. Instead, he'd cover my tuition directly, and the judge agreed. Just like that, her free ride was over. She screamed, cried, called me selfish, said I stole her life. But I just reminded her, college must cost more than her child support since she never seemed to able to help me. For once, the guilt trip didn't work. She tried to fight back, let the utilities shut off, told me I couldn't come home for Christmas unless I helped pay. But I had Dad, my stepmom, and even a winter job waiting for me. When she realized her lies wouldn't work, magically, just magically, the lights came back on. Too little, too late. By spring, the court made it official. No more child support, no more free house. The place went up for sale. Her boyfriend moved in, then she vanished to another time zone. The irony? It was cheaper for my dad to pay my tuition than to keep funding her charade. All those years of manipulation, all the screaming about how we were worthless, how everything was Dad's fault, gone in one ruling. She lost the money, the house, the power. And me? I finally had freedom. Her downfall wasn't dramatic fireworks. It was slow, crushing reality. She lost everything because I followed her favorite command: complain to Dad. Looking back, I don't regret a thing. My mom spent years treating me like her caretaker, her scapegoat, her ATM. And in the end, she destroyed herself. I just gave her a little nudge. Karma doesn't always come quickly, but when it does, it's devastatingly precise. So tell me, if someone sabotaged your future like this, would you fight back or would you walk away? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. If this story hit you hard, smash that like button and make sure you're subscribed. We've built a community of insert channel sub count, people who love hearing the best tales of karma and revenge. And trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next.